All right, so this happened to me last year, and it was easily the scariest experience of my life. I've lived in a quiet, fairly isolated neighborhood since I was a kid. It's the kind of place where everyone knows each other, and nothing major ever really happens. Well, until that night. It was around 1 a.m., and I was still up binge watching a show. I had headphones on, so I was pretty tuned out from everything else. My parents were out of town, and I was alone, enjoying the quiet. Our dog, Ranger, was asleep next to me on the couch. He's a big German shepherd, usually super alert, but even he was snoozing through my mini marathon. Suddenly, Ranger lifts his head and starts growling lowly. I pull off my headphones and listen, but don't hear anything initially. Then, faintly, I hear what sounds like our back gate creaking. I figure it's the wind or maybe a raccoon, as they're all over the place here. I decided to pause my show and peek out the back door, just in case. As I pulled the curtain slightly to look out the back door window, I nearly had a heart attack. There's a face, right there, separated from me just by the glass, looking in. The porch light was off, so I could only see the outline of their head and eyes, catching some light from inside. They knocked softly, which made no sense if their intention was breaking in. It was like they were checking if anyone was home. I ducked down instantly, heart hammering. I crawled to where my phone was charging in the kitchen, keeping an eye on the door. I couldn't hear if they were trying to break in now. My ears were just ringing with my own pulse. I texted 911 because calling felt too risky. I didn't want to make any noise. While I'm texting the dispatcher, I hear what sounds like the back door handle jiggling. Ranger is up now, full-on barking and snarling, definitely alerting whoever is outside that he's here and he's not happy. I was told to stay quiet and that officers were on the way. The dispatcher asked me to stay on the line, typing quietly. Next thing I know, there's a loud bang on the door, like a body slam against it. Ranger is going wild, and I'm crouched behind the kitchen island, absolutely terrified. The banging continues a few more times, and then silence. It was the worst part, not knowing what was happening. It felt like hours before I saw blue lights flashing through the curtains and heard someone call out announcing themselves as the police. I've never felt more relieved in my life. I crawled to the door, still shaking, and let them in. The officers checked around the house and found some footprints in the mud and a crowbar by the back gate, but whoever it was had bolted. They think Ranger's barking scared them off, plus the police showing up. I didn't sleep at all the rest of the night, and I kept all the lights on until my parents got back. We've since installed a better security system and keep the backlight on now. Ranger got extra treats and was pretty much glued to my side for weeks after that. It was a stark reminder that even in the safest places, you have to stay alert. And maybe, just maybe, keep your dog close too.